Hi folks, this is Madan from Culture Engineers. I am a parenting and child performance coach. So welcome to our second part of our overparenting mistake series. And so here I'm going to discuss about the different cures of overparenting. So now you must have seen the first video where you've understood the different mistakes you've made and what you've done in overparenting your child. Now it's time to see how we can correct those mistakes and make sure that your child recovers from the negative effects of overparenting. So the first step is that I want you to first meet your children and first start with the step of acknowledging your mistakes as an overprotective parent. So the first step I would be is just go talk to your parents and talk to your children and tell them that you apologize for certain things and because of that you have caused certain distress in them, and you're going to just tell them that now onwards we are going to do a different strategy and you need to work towards them, and you need to ask them that we need to work towards this together, and before you implement your strategy, that's the first thing you need to do. Just apologize to your children and tell them the plan here onwards, how we are going to work things and how we are going to do things together. So that's the first step when you're beginning the cure for overparenting and removing all those shit that has accumulated within the system of your children. So the first step now is the first problem of overparenting is that children have unfulfilled childhood. The joy of childhood is about making mistakes and learning. So when children are overprotected, they have this unfulfilled childhood, right? For example, Michael Jackson, he had a very unfulfilled childhood. From very young age, he was forced by his parents because he had this extraordinary talent to sing and make music. So from very young age, he was forced by his parents to go and perform and make money. But eventually what happened was that he had this unfulfilled childhood, which eventually at the age of 35, when he was one of the richest people on earth, he decided to make a Disneyland for himself where he wanted to play and experience the joys of childhood and experience all that fun. And be with children. So why does this happen? Because this happened because all those feelings that had to be explored during childhood were not explored. So this carried over to his age of 30s and then he had to do this. So that is one of the major problems of when you decide too much for your children. So over unfulfilled childhood, so what you need to do is you need to just let them make mistakes and learn. So now what you're going to tell your children is that now here onwards, maybe tomorrow you're going to play cricket, you are just going to ask your children to please experiment. Don't worry about certain things. Don't worry too much about whether him going to take a dive catch and hurting his arm. It doesn't matter. That's how they learn to catch. That's how they learn to play cricket, right? So don't tell them that don't be the wicket keeper, because if you're going to be the wicket keeper, you might get injured. That doesn't matter. Ask them to wear a helmet and go and explore life. So the first step is asking them to be okay with making mistakes. That now here onwards, I'm not going to be very critical about you. Because mistakes are separate from you, and just because you make mistake doesn't make you as a failure. It's just that you didn't do a certain thing the right way, but don't attach that thing to your children. So that's the first step, because all these while in overparenting your child, you have associated success of your child and love together. So you have always showed appreciation and love whenever the child has become successful, and whenever the child has not been successful or made a mistake, you have been anxious and self-critical. So this is the thing which you need to remove. Okay. So for removing your own anxieties, that's a different exercise. We'll definitely teach you that. So now just to take the immediate action steps for your children, first is let them make mistakes. The second thing is that the problem which children are going to face is they're generally going to be very anxious children. They're going to be always worried. Many times these days, parents of girl children are very overprotective because they feel that the world is unsafe for women, but that's not actually true. But today the world is differently changed. I understand you need to have your precautions and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean that they have to restrict their learning and exploring the world. So the first, the world is safe is that belief that which you yourself slowly need to find evidences for. It's you need to understand that the world is actually a nice place to live in, and you have a lot of people around you. You have your friends who trust you, have your schools, you have your teachers who are there to help you. You have different people working together for our benefit, right? So the world is essentially a good place, but in our heads, we just interpret it different ways because based on our own emotions, and that's how we create our own reality. So I want you to just be happy, and in that way, you also slowly start to, fake those emotions in the beginning, so that you slowly start to create that belief in your children that the world is safe. Don't ask, just tell them not to worry, it's okay. Like things were different earlier, the past is past, but right now we're going to do this new experiment together. And you can tell your children that, yeah, it's also my fault, I also need to learn, I also need to change certain things about myself, and we'll do this together. In that way, the children will have huge respect for you, and they'll definitely love you even more, rather than, so you actually will now exercise more control on your children, because now they have this huge respect for you, rather than they were not threatened by you. Now it's more of a respect, and now you can work together, you can be more assertive, they will be more responsive to your feelings and emotions. The next part is low self-esteem. Yes, so now as you are being there for your child everywhere, obviously you're going to create low self-esteem, because now the child needs you for doing everything. Now that's the problem in our society. What happens, like low self-esteem goes all the way to workplaces where children are not able to choose careers for themselves. The parents have been continuously deciding what careers. You're going to become a doctor, you're going to become an engineer, you're going to marry this kind of a girl. So all these things just create this whole mindset of low self-esteem where children are just, all the decisions are taken by their parents now. And when they enter into this whole world of marriage and raising their own children, they have no idea, they just do the same thing. So again, this whole cycle continues forever. So, and all the marital conflicts that start happening because in the marriage process, the husbands and wives are not really able to take decisions for themselves, and constantly, when you do not know how to take decisions for yourself, you will have external people trying to influence your relationship. So that's like the biggest problem of having low self-esteem. So you can create this good self-esteem in your children by first encouraging them self-responsibility. Suppose now you're giving them some work, ask them that, okay, now you are responsible for doing this task. I'm not going to be there. You devise your own strategy, see, and start praising the efforts, like I talked in the previous video of praising. Now start praising the efforts of your child instead of making sure that the results are okay. Every time your child does an effort of being responsible, please praise your children and encourage them to be self-responsible. The second most problem is that when children have low self-esteem, they don't express themselves. They are always scared that if they express something, if they be verbal about their feelings, they are going to be judged, or they may be seen as a failure when they say that, oh my god, I can't do this, sorry. Like parents have created that whole pressure on the children that they are not allowed to express themselves. If they express themselves, they'll either be punished or they have been criticized. So now just let your children to first talk. This is one of the first steps you can do. Like you can just, or maybe go to a counselor or a third person where the children can just slowly open up their emotions first. You need them to first let go of everything. What are the pains that is being inside? What are the things that have affected in different walks of life? So once they have done that, then they can slowly start practicing being assertive, going to classes and going to the teacher and telling what they don't like, going to the friends and telling them how not to seek their approval in terms of peer pressure and voicing their own opinions and their own feelings. So this is one of the major steps in building self-esteem of your children, is creating self-responsibility and self-assertiveness. The next is children slowly, because of low self-esteem, they also lack inability to function during certain times. So, because the main reason why they can't function is because they do not know if they function in some way, will it be right or wrong. They're constantly judging themselves that, is this right, is this wrong, will this make me a failure, will I make a mistake? So they are always stuck in different walks of life, whether in school or at work or different places. So that's where you need to make sure that you have accepted themselves as where they are. So it's like everybody has imperfections, nobody is perfect. So once you have accepted your children as where they are and not force them in different walks of life to do this and do that, then the children are feeling more confident to make mistakes. They are feeling that, yes, okay, the parents have accepted me. Now I'll also start feeling to accept myself. It's okay, I'm okay to make a mistake. I'm okay to just go and try something. And so in that self-acceptance, they start to try new things because it's okay to fail, right? So yeah, so the self-acceptance also comes from your accepting themselves. So when you accept your children, it means that you are giving them respect. It's like you're showing them respect that yes, I've accepted you as you are, and I respect you in your decisions, what you're going to do. So when that feeling that okay, my parents would respect me no matter what, then that inability to function obviously just goes away. They just start functioning better, they start doing things better because they know that the parents are slowly valuing their decisions and respecting them. So yeah, so these are the major problems of overparenting, and these are the ways you can slowly start to cure them. I hope you start practicing this with your children, and I want you to please comment below in this video and give us your feedback, what you think, give us your suggestions if you think on your personal experiences, if something is not working, what's working. Yeah, so thanks for watching this video, subscribe to my channel.